The genesis, this weird idea that everything has to have a poetic or perfect genesis. I mean, come on, like it's such a weird thing for people to go like. I don't know. Again, I love the poetry of it. George Lucas said that a lot of the best storytelling is just poetry. It repeats, but it repeats in a way that it needs to, and that the audience wants it to. And again, in the same way that I think your performances have done that, I think that's what captivated me most about watching and researching your stuff when I finally got around to plucking up the courage to asking you to come on, was this idea that your artistry is rooted in that. Your performances have always encapsulated what the essence of good entertainment is. You understand what the audience wants and needs. You give them what they want and need, but not in a way that they expect, but in retrospect they understand that's the only way it could have gone. And that gives you a lot of credence in the sphere, because you've mastered that technique to a certain degree.
It is that, but one of the things that I always struggled with earlier, in whether it was music or in battling, was avoiding being myself. And I feel like at this stage right now, you're actually seeing the real me. And where you get the comments of, oh, he's boring, or he's quiet, or whatever, in the past that was like something that I was aware of and I tried to force to change. But now I wouldn't change it for the world. Like I wouldn't pretend to be anything other than what I am right now. And I feel like the success is a result of that authenticity, of not shying away from, like whether or not it's marketable or not, it doesn't really matter. It's the fact that I'm such a big advocate for just being yourself. That's why you don't see me shouting and screaming on Twitter saying I'll body loaded looks in a 3-rounder just to get people to try and notice me, because I feel like doing things like that attracts a certain level of negativity towards you. And at this moment in time, I don't feel an awful lot of negativity towards me because of the respect people have of how far I've come based on just doing me and being who I am and not having to force anything. I've not forced any of this. I've envisaged it all. I've pictured it all happening in my head time and time again, but I haven't forced any of it. It's all happened as a result of being Bizzo Bond. That's it. There's no shortcuts been taken. I haven't had to call anyone out to get the exposure that I needed. It's all a result of being me and my personality, and that's another thing that I like to advertise to other battlers, that the originality with me, although isn't like a Floyd Mayweather showboaty kind of cockiness and overconfidence in some aspects. It's just being genuine, man. That's something that I'll always stick out.
I look forward to seeing how your reign continues, but secretly, and I bet in retrospect, deep down, this will be the same for you. I look forward to when your great rival emerges, that person that does test you and makes people question, because then you get something special, which is then you start carving out that particular era, which is your era with that person. I mean, you mentioned Shotty, but is Shotty without his Arsenal battle? I don't know, because he had that moment where he was sort of put up as the representative of battle rap against the American version, and like in a weird way, again, it's that thing of, you want to be dominant, you want to make sure that there's no pretenders to the crown, but at the same time, there's always that one person coming up where you're like, I've got to keep my eye on him because he has potential. Yeah. He's got something about him. So I look forward to seeing how that all unfolds. But I could literally ask you questions until we're both dead, and we both have to. I've noticed that it's day's turn to night in your background. That's so depressing that we're now at the point of the year where I can close the curtains and it's not daylight anymore.
Yeah.
Never mind. Summer was lovely. But and it's still hot as well. Isn't that a bummer? It's cold. Sorry, that it's dark and yet hot.
Warm. Yeah.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
And because we're not built for it over here. The Aussies have got it figured out, but we ain't got it here. So, anyways, pissing and moaning about the British weather aside, I have just the deepest amount of gratitude that you take the time to have a conversation and go into a lot of detail about a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people want to hear about with you, which is they want to know more about the man behind these performances. But so we stay on brand. What have you got coming up? What your music career? Because obviously you've been posting a few to your own channel now. Like, what have you got coming up? What's in the pipeline for you?
I'm working on quite a lot of stuff behind the scenes, really, which I'm due to announce in the near future. I'm
Damn, no
kind of
exclusive. Damn, never mind.
yeah. To be fair, I've reached a bit of an impasse with where Bizzo Bond goes in terms of outside of battle rap, whether it's music, whether it's a different avenue. So I'm
I mean, is there
currently
an avenue? Sorry to impose, but I mean, I know you want to keep your options open, but let's say the thesaurus battle kills it. Let's say you've got some really great ideas, but then it is left up to you as to what the future holds. What does an idealized version of the future hold for you?
I mean, predominantly, I feel like I've found um, the thing that I'm most passionate about as Bizzo Bond, which is battling, and I feel like the majority that you'll see of me will be um, representing UK battle rap and Premier battles as the champion and as a battler as a whole, trying to continue to be a catalyst for the scene to get it into its best ever and most successful era. I think that's the main purpose of me right now. That's what I'm most passionate about making happen. Um, I've got a lot of. I'm always full of different ideas of certain things. As you can probably tell from our interview, I'm a massive advocate for positivity, and the story alone can offer motivation to an extent for people to make changes. And I do stand by the mantra of "it's never too late." I feel like it's never too late is something to definitely um, live your life by, in terms of always striving to do something if you're passionate about it, and never letting certain obstacles and things get in the way. So whether or not I go down a certain avenue with that's still to be seen. But I'm just enjoying where I'm at right now. Within this industry, and obviously I want to see it grow and get bigger and better, and then projects will emerge over the course of the near future, especially when I'm not battling, because I do take a lot of energy and a lot of focus to get ready for these events, and it is a very tiring and mentally exhausting thing to do, and it's very hard to struggle and very hard to focus on other projects whilst you've always got this in the back of your head. And but I get a nice break after this thesaurus battle, so we'll see, man. But yeah, anything update wise is always on my website bizzobond.com, whether that's music, whether that's battling updates, whether that's YouTube video drops. But yeah, just keep an eye out, because I've always got a lot of ideas, and I feel like once this battle's done, you'll see quite a few things happening.
You've also learnt, ladies and gentlemen, to never play poker against this man, because he's giving nothing away, but you know he's got something good. I'm not sure I want to bet against him at this moment. But listen, there's one last question, because obviously you've made reference to the website. Is there anywhere else where people can find you? Where can they keep track of you? Where can they keep where can they keep tabs on what you're up to? And how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, just main social media is Instagram and Twitter, which is both at Bizzo Bond. Aside from that, that's pretty much it. Most updates and things like that you'll see on bizzobond.com. That's going to be my hub of content. So make sure you head there and sign up to the email updates on there.